Audi wants to have 20 electric models in its portfolio by 2025. In Audi speak, the electrified vehicles wear the e-tron badge, and its first fully electric car is simply called the Audi e-tron, a naming philosophy similar to the first all-wheel drive Audi, the Quattro. With its size and footprint, the e-tron could have easily qualified as a Q6, sitting between the Q5 and the Q7 SUVs. And on similar lines, Audi showcased the Q4 e-tron concept at the 2019 Geneva Motor Show as an all-electric SUV that will sit above the Q3. While the e-tron and the Q4 nicely plug the gaps between Audi's SUV portfolio, then there's the Sportback range that is being developed in parallel. Audi recently showcased the e-tron Sportback, and close on the heels of that comes the Q4 Sportback e-tron concept. It draws heavily from the original Q4, but wears a coupé-SUV silhouette with a heavily raked roofline from the B-pillar onwards. The lighting elements follow the key e-tron signatures, while the pronounced haunches are an ode to the Quattro lineage. The Sportsback's cabin is another interpretation of the newest Audi design themes. The upper section is finished in microfiber textiles, while the flooring uses recycled materials. There's no chrome in here. Instead, surfaces are covered with high-quality multi-layer paint finish. There's also plexiglass paneling across the dash and other sections to allow for a unique depth effect. The squared-off steering wheel houses capacitive touch buttons, while there's also a color heads-up display. The virtual cockpit instrument cluster gets new graphics, while the central touchscreen is Volkswagen's newest MIB3 interface. The coupe version of the Q4 e-tron has the same running gear as the SUV concept, which means it gets the same MEB underpinnings with an 82 kWh battery pack that powers two electric motors, one on each axle. This gives the Q4 Quattro all-wheel drive capabilities. The rear motor makes 204 PS and 310 Nm, while the one at the front puts out 102 PS and 150 Nm for a total system output of 306 PS. This allows the Sportback to go from 0 to 100 km/h in 6.3 seconds, while the top speed is restricted to 180 km/h. The Q4 also boasts of a 50-50 weight distribution. In practice, the Q4 only uses the rear motor in regular conditions, while the front motor is only summoned when there is extra power requirement or when slip is detected. This, combined with the low drag coefficient of 0.26, gives the Q4 Sportback e-tron a claimed range of 450 km with all-wheel drive or up to 500 km in a rear-wheel drive configuration. The Q4 Sportback e-tron is the 7th all-electric Audi, and apart from the SUVs and the coupe-SUV shapes that we have spoken of so far, Audi is also working on station wagon and four-door coupe body styles out of various modular electric platforms that are being co-developed with Porsche.